Jake Shears, and
Babydaddy.
Your Babydaddy, and we are 2/5 of Scissor Sisters. Been making music for about 5 years, putting out our second record. What else?
It's called Ta-Da.
It's called Ta-Da. After 2 years of being on the road, we wanted the sound of real drums, and you know, there's a lot more guitar on it. I think it's a really exciting record. It took us a year to make. It's a lot more natural sounding. It sounds a bit bigger. It sounds more band-oriented and more dancey, but like I said, a little less electronic.
It's an evolution, but it's still Scissor Sisters.
It's all over the place. It's like it
explores different sounds.
There's dance songs, there's ballads, there's honky-tonk, there's sad songs, there's...
That to us is our sound.
We knew it was going to be picked apart. Just because people loved the first record so much. So Ta-Da was just kind of a response to that anticipation, that expectation. We gave it everything we had. So whether people like it or not, Ta-Da was kind of our answer to those expectations.
I think making this album was a huge challenge. We were really feeling a lot of pressure to make this amazing. We'd love to get our album to a few more people in America. I think it's something that Middle America, where we're really from, is this new album is something that people can hopefully relate to.
I feel like Dancing was written, it was like the middle of the winter time in New York, so it was really cold, and it was like a grody time, and we really wanted to write something upbeat and fun and dancey, but for the life of me, I would not know what to sing about in a song like that at that moment. I think the lyrics came from that expectation that people, you know, they expect you to always be feeling a certain way or to make a certain kind of music or to do this thing. Because the last thing we want to do is just write a song to write a song and have it not mean anything. Because I think, 10 years down the road when you're still performing it and it never meant anything to you in the first place, that's when I think it would get really boring. I'm Jake Shears.
And I'm Babydaddy.
From Scissor Sisters. And we want you to stay tuned for our new amazing video on New Now Next on Logo. We are fans of a lot of music videos, but they're just a real pain in the ass. You're just like, all right, we've worked our tails off on making, a decent song, and now we've got to now you got to make a 3-minute movie to go along with it that's got to be great. The last video was really painful, but it was also really fun because it was very off the cuff, and we were really making it up as we went along. And half of what you see in the video is really made up on the spot. We were like playing dress up and like just being ridiculous.
That's probably obvious since it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It's total nonsense. What I do love about our videos is that they're always janky. I was very proud of the fact that that our first video from this record still looks like we don't have any money. which I think is great. I think it would have been a big mistake to come out with some video that was like super slick and like looked like money. I think people would have just been like,
we spent that much money making a video look cheap.
I think it's just more about being who you are and not spending necessarily $5 million on a video. I know I don't really respond to that sort of thing at this point. And I think that you can get away with a lot more. The less money that you're working with, the more free you are to experiment. Hi, I'm Jake Shears.
And I'm Babydaddy.
From Scissor Sisters, and you're watching New Now Next music on Logo.
Yeah, the music always comes first, but we often like to say that we express that music through what we're wearing. This is all theater to some degree. This is all a bit of show, and it doesn't belittle the music, we think, to say that, although a lot of people might try to say that.
And what you see is what you get. We are the spectacle. I mean, we just put on outfits and come out and sing songs. The clothes are really important, and they're not important at all. We always end up on the worst dress list, but like, I'd rather be there than on the best dress list, because you look...
Or right in the middle.
Or right in the middle. Like, it's like, what is good, what's bad? And it's part of a tradition. It's been going on since Little Richard came out on the piano and freaked everybody out with his, like, crazy mascara. Or Diana Ross and the Supremes, coming out looking like... Talk about glam rock. I mean, that's glam rock.
We're fans of lots of different genres and a lot of dance music and a lot of rock and roll. And at least me personally, I grew up on rock and roll music and discovered dance music and didn't want to leave the rock and roll behind.
We started out making music on a computer and didn't really have the resources to have a band. I mean, we started out making music and we didn't have a band. We weren't a band. We were just like playing with synthesizers. So I think maybe the fact that we sort of formed backwards and ended up creating a band out of these songs that we had originally written. It has something to do with that blend.
And we still create our music with dance music in mind. Even when we're creating a rock and roll song, we're making it on a computer. We're using samplers and synthesizers and all those tools that we originally used to make the music. So that's never going to leave us as part of what we are. This rock and roll band masquerading, well, sort of masquerading as a rock and roll band when really we produce music as dance producers.
Babydaddy, me, and Del are all gay in the band, and it's good. Sometimes it feels like a burden.
I think the phrase "gay music" follows us around a lot.
It drives us crazy. In America, it's always like, sometimes it feels like a stamp that's just like placed like kind of in front of your name at all times. It's sort of like
America loves a stamp.
They love the stamp, and it also seems like it's almost like a grade B beef. I could never imagine kind of holding that side back. I think it's even more than just being gay. It's just like who I am. The way I move my arms when I talk, or the way that I shake my hips when I dance. It's just how I am. If there was something that we were going to hold back, we wouldn't be giving the full picture. It wouldn't be fully, you know, an honest presentation.
What we've tried to do as a band is show that you really should be who you want to be, and shouldn't let what's out there dictate who you are, how you dress, or what you do. If we're nostalgic for anything, it's nostalgia for certain eras that are filled with lots of music, years where you look at the catalog and 30 amazing albums came out in that year.
We love the greats. We love Neil Young, Tom Petty, anybody and everybody. Black Sabbath. Yeah. I'm a Bowie fanatic. I love artists that have created amazing bodies of work that you can get into and explore and really take your time with them. And we're just music heads. And, you know, and hopefully we'll always be. You can listen to one artist for the rest of your life, but I think it's really important to always be trying to find stuff that you love, that you can discover. And it's hard work sometimes, but it's worth it. You know, there's always new music that comes out that's really exciting to us, that, you know, it's really exciting to us when a new album comes out that we get jealous of, because that spurs us on to make music that we think is better. I mean, when the last Goldfrapp album came out, we were freaking out just because it was one of the best dance pop albums ever. You know, and it's fun to feel competition. You gotta feel that competition. You've gotta feel jealous of other bands, because if there's no competition, then you don't have anything to, like, work against. Scissor Sisters fans are all over the place.
We've met a lot of really interesting people.
We've made friends with a lot of our fans. We try to be as accessible as possible. Sometimes you have no choice but to, like, run away. But we definitely try to talk to as many people as we can. And we've made lots of friends with fans.
We like the scary ones, too.
Yeah, we love scary fans. There was a really scary tranny that used to chase us around England, and I haven't seen her for a long time.
She loves Patty.
She loved Patty. We'd always sick her on our
straight drummer, yeah.
She had this horror. She'd go, "Where's Patty? And she was an alcoholic. She just was like, "Where's Patty?" And you'd be like, "Patty's just down the hall, and he can't wait to see you."
And give her a backstage pass.
Yeah, you're right. Patty's just down there. She was great. I loved her.